Good morning, everybody. It's Ben. It's Ben's Brick Designs. Thanks for being here. It's Sunday morning. It's day after pumpkin carving day for us, and yeah. So welcome to the channel. Today's going to be kind of laid back. I'm just going to do a little bit of designing, and it's going to be designing on a ship that is kind of obscure. The rest of these going forward are going to be really obscure anyway. So. But this is like, we're getting into the weeds with some of these because it only exists, as far as I can tell, in the comics, and I think maybe some games. It's Rebel 1. It's a provisioned, or it's a captured and provisioned or older Providence class ship that the Rebel Alliance repurposed for a staging capital ship or whatever. So the Providence class is something that we've seen in the Clone Wars. It was a mainstay of the CIS fleet. It's the really long kind of tubular one with the bridge, or the observation bridge at the top along that really long spire. It's got kind of that hook nose front end. It's a very basic design. I've got a design of it already. So what I'm going to do with this one today is just talk about how to kind of repurpose the colors, add a little bit to if there's like a shell around the back end. We'll just do that. I don't have anything else really to go on, so we're just going to start designing. I didn't pull any of this down yet, so... Oh, you know what we're going to do now? We're going to update... I'm going to switch this to design. There we go. We're going to update... studio. So I'm going to also pull down, hopefully you'll be able to see this. So this is Rebel 1, and you can see it's got, it looks like some maybe some calamari, Mon Cal designers got a hold of it, but you can see it's the same basic design as the Providence class. You've got the bridge up here. They keep, like, it's funny, a lot of these ships, you can see it when they refit the Corvus, what are those called? It's a Corvette, but it's a Raider class Corvette. When they've redone that into a New Republic ship, they do it with, trying to think of a couple others that they might do. When they turn it into a New Republic or a Rebel ship, it's almost like they refinish the surface, right? It's not like a bluish gray anymore. It's like a warmer gray, and they got to throw a splash of red in there somewhere. But it's almost like they change the plating on it, right? They keep the structure, but they change all the plating on it. To me, it would seem like the plating is the important part. Like, you keep the stuff that is keeping the ship in shape, right? The frame and the plating. You change out everything inside. But that's not the case. So I am going to do one other thing. No, I'm not going to worry about it. So anyway, let's see if this is okay. So we're done with that. So the other thing I want to do is, well, I'm not going to pull up too many tabs here. I'm going to pull down the Providence class design I have already, and we're just going to redo it. If it turns out that we knock this out really quickly because it's mostly a color change, I do have a little 3-in-1 I could pop open, and we can make some Lego sounds with this, and hopefully everybody has a good Sunday. I hope you're having a good Sunday. It's getting chilly here. We did pumpkin carving yesterday. And it was fun. We had some family over, social distance. We had long tables that we could, sit way far apart. We had we had 3 tables for the 3 families, and we put them far apart. And I put some decorations up and some lights, and I brought these 2 big lights outside, so we had enough because we were doing it in the evening. I did a Benny the Spaceman pumpkin. It was pretty fun. This is taking a long time. So I apologize if this is getting choppy because it just seems like I can't run too many things. All right, that patcher needs to be over and done with. There's a lot of old Republic and CIS ships used by the Rebels after the Clone Wars, like the Lucrehulk class battleship, the Venator, the Accumulator, the Munificent class star. I thought the Venator... Yeah, they did use the Venator a lot, but the Venator was also something that it weirdly didn't transition to the Imperial Navy, right? I think there was a period of about a year, maybe, that they continued to use Venators. And it's really weird to see a Venator. Oh, by the way, hi Titus, how are you? Welcome to the channel. Thanks for being here. Happy Sunday. Cheers. Jerry, yo, what's up, man? Coming in on Twitch. Appreciate you being here. So yeah, they did. I never saw a accumulator. I remember seeing an accumulator. You mean an acclimator? The acclimator class, the big wedge one that was like a drop ship with a single bridge pontoon kind of thing, or whatever that was. I think it was the acclimator class. I'm being pedantic. I'm actuallying you. That's fine, because I've never seen a Lucrehulk class battleship in anything but a CIS capacity. I've never seen it used. The coloring for the Rebels or the Empire, either way, I've never seen it. That doesn't mean it's not there. I have limited knowledge of this, so I appreciate you bringing that to the table. Thank you very much. I have to sneeze. This is gonna suck. I guess it's not. I think it probably had a name. I don't think I called it Providence class, because I think it was... I'm going to go ahead and close this because I don't want it to take up too much space while we're doing this, because I feel like this is going to start getting choppy. Let's see, because I thought... Oh, this poor struggling machine. I should try it on this laptop instead. I think I might do that at some point. Yeah, so I think it had a name, and I forget what the name of it was. Because it was Grievous's ship for a while, or Trench. I think it was Trench's ship. And I can't remember what it was called. So we're going to cycle through these. Actually, it'd probably be better to do it by image so I could see. Oh my good giddy ants. Why is this being so junky? I'm going to do it over here. Closing this off. I got one thing running and it's taking forever to run any of it. My designs, let's see. No, I think it's somebody, I think I picked this up from somebody else. This is somebody else's design. So, I do have a handful of things I reverse engineered because I found them and they were great. So I was just like, I'm not even going to pretend that that's not better than what I could do. Malevolence. Was it the Malevolence? I don't think it was the Malevolence. Malevolence was a different craft. Yeah, that's a different... That was one of Grievous's, though. Yeah, I guess it was my design. And it wasn't Providence class. Maybe it was, and it's just not finding it. It wasn't Munificent. Munificent was the one with the big clamshell front with the two things on the side. And I gave that one to... I gave it to... I have Dooku as the figure for that one. Where the F is it? Well, this is just ducky. I know I've done it. There it is. Oh, no, that's Recusant class. Maybe I haven't done a Providence class. No, that's not it either. Yeah, Providence class. Yeah, I don't know why I can't find it. All right, I'll just go grab it. Do I have it as a studio though? File? I do. Well. So yeah, morning, Sleepy. How's it going? Appreciate you being here on Twitch. Good to see you. Anyway, like I said, it's getting chilly here. It's still Austin, so it's, you know, it's 50 something. It's going to get up to 70 something today, and then overnight it's going to get down in the 40s, and we're going to have rain. I am excited for this coming Thursday because any day now I will be getting two things. I'll be getting the Munificent class, or no, the Resurgent class Star Destroyer parts with General Hux. He doesn't have a hat. It's just going to be General Hux with his hair. And I'm also getting from my brother, I bought some Lego from him. He had a whole lot of, he was trying to make room. He's got a room. I really wish I could find some of this online. Like if he posted it on Instagram or something like that, which I think he has. He's got a very small room that has the most stuff per cubic inch that I've ever seen in a room of just nerdy shit. It's just so much nerdy crap. Comics and toys and yeah, there it is. And Lego and models and doodads and just posters and stuff. And I think he was trying to make room, and I know he has like a wall of like modulars, and he'd like, this is his street, right? It was a whole wall and it was just modulars, and then on the modulars were all the stuff, right? Ships and people and planes, and then underneath it was like 2 shelves full of more stuff. So I think he was trying to get more of his stuff cleared out so he could get more like comic book models and maquettes and things like that. Just trying to get rid of some old Lego, and I was like, I will buy it from you. Let's see. We just got snow here in Lakota, North Dakota, in almost 1 of October. It's weird. I'm living in North Dakota. Anything can happen in North Dakota. I grew up in Colorado. It's not North Dakota, but it's kind of the, you know, it's plains area with snow. So, I mean, I can kind of understand. Jerry bought some sets off his friends for crazy cheap. Kylo Ren shuttle for $10. Nice. Oh, the actual one, not the Microfighter one. So we're going to download this one. Because, yeah, this is going to be the exact same thing, just... And I'm going to try something. Because I don't like having Chrome up while I'm working. So I think I'm just going to download the picture and just bounce between the picture. And I think this is going to be a good enough shot. So I'm going to download this. That way I can close Chrome, because I think Chrome's eating up a lot of memory. Just have this in a preview pane. There we go. Perfect. All right, so now we can get back to this. So the Providence class I have with Admiral Trench, but I don't have a figure for Admiral Trench. But I think Big Kids Bricks does have a figure for Admiral Trench. And I think it's the robot version, where he's got a spider head and then he's got 2 arms. 2 of the arms have to be robotic, so... Actual one. Not about to let snow ruin my range day. There you go. Try design a microfighter of the G.I. Joe's aircraft carrier, the USS Flag. That's a great idea. I'm going to add that to the list to celebrate the releasing of the new G.I. Joe video game, G.I. Joe Operation Blackout. That's a great idea. I think I'm going to add that to my list. Remind me of that when we get to the close today, so I can go into my ship list and add that to my non-Star Wars list of things to design. That'd be great. I'm guessing Duke as the figure. I mean, if he's still the main guy in G.I. Joe, I don't know if that's changed in the years since I was a kid. I'm always looking for new things to add to the non-Star Wars list. So I realize that this is probably a fan-built one. Oh, the other thing is, who do we put in as the figure for this? I had this up the other day. There was a pilot for this. And I apologize, I'm kind of bouncing back and forth here, but I don't want to slow this down. So the very first thing that has to happen is we get rid of this guy. He's going to be different. The hook is gone, but it still has this protrusion. Now this was you guys weren't around for designing this. I don't think I did this live. But this is a very weird build because I really wanted this to be part of that hook, right? This Urukai blade or whatever it is. So I had to build it in a way that it would be held in here. So this was the cheat. So you can kind of see it's not part of the hull, but I mean I think it still looks pretty cool. This may be one of the next ones I get now that I can get a trench figure. But the rest of it you can see is just pretty. It's just a tube. It's got some stuff on the side. It's got a couple thrusters in the back. It's not that big of a. It's not that giant of a challenging ship. I think we did it 2 wide here and then 3 wide, or we did some snot stuff over here. But that's it. Nothing really major. Trying to see history. Joran Soul. So let's see who Joran Soul is. Joran Soul was a young human male mathematician who served the rebellion during the early part of the Galactic Civil War. All right, so let's look up Joran Soul. He's a human. That's going to be easy to figure out. I'm just going to see what he looks like. A regular dude with like kind of. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to him. And of course every picture looks completely different. So I guess we could just do any sort of human, and that's going to be great because what I can do, release this, get rid of that headpiece, get rid of that headpiece, get rid of that torso, and we're going to do a torso vest. Nope. We're just going to give him a regular old until I'm told otherwise. What color can that be? Or what color has to be? That's blue. That's perfect. Color those blue. Leave his pants the way they are. Give him some darker gloves. And then give him a head. Let's see. Oh, I haven't been looking at the chat. Sorry, folks. Golok? Oh, okay. I missed what was said there, Kodiak. Golok was what? Hair. No. Swoosh? Swoop? Swept? think it's kind of an orangey color. Yeah, there we go. Good enough. There's your pilot. There's Joran Sol. It's called a Golok? Okay, cool. Man, TIL. Thank you for being here. Oh. All right, so now on to the, there's a difference in the back end too, but most of this is a colorization. So I can even probably get rid of this Golok and just do a, I still like this piece right here, but I'm not really sure because that's that only comes in one color. This only comes in one color, this pearl dark gray. Oh no, it doesn't. Flat silver, it also comes in flat silver. Maybe I can get away with flat silver and color some other parts flat silver. Because the rest of the ship is this kind of light gray, which upkeep most of this. But if a piece can come in flat silver, I'll change it out. But for the most part, this is going to be the exact same. Oh, look at that. It doesn't have this bottom pontoon either, by the looks of it. Ooh, and the heater just kicked on. It's going to be warm. I think I'm going to have to turn that off. The back end, too, it's got a different, and I've looked, and there's not really a good picture of this. It's got this extra thruster up here and kind of like this heat sink housing or whatever those are. Probably back here, some sort of thermal oscillator, something to keep the, like this, but then there's going to be another engine up here, so we'll have to do that. This weird outrigging bit right here is also going to have, instead of a hanger, it doesn't look like there's a hanger right here anymore. It looks like they replaced it with this weird red thing and then a wing, so I might just brick build the wing and then color this all red. So it's gonna be a simple day. And then these look like, there used to be all these weird, I don't know what this is. It's just aesthetically cool looking. So also this is an observation deck. It's not the bridge. The bridge is right here. I don't think they're stupid enough to believe that this, you know, you put this thing, I mean, like, I think the Radis, or not the Radis, the Profundity had a really low slung bridge. Where's my Profundity at? I'm pretty sure this guy's bridge was way down here. Like, that was the observation level, and then it had like an actual bridge up in here somewhere. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but because in the movie, it seemed like Admiral Radis was sitting like really low in something, and he had like this observation port that he was looking through down on his Scarif. I know that some Republic ground got into Rebel scum hands, like the AT-AP and probably the Juggernaut clone turbo tank. Yes. I know that the AT-AP did. I don't know about the clone tank. I think the clone tank, oddly enough, should have had a longer life than it did. So let's change this to, I'm going to change all these to gray. And then that bridge is a different color. Since it's the Rebellion, we're going to give it a blue, trans blue. We don't need this striping along here anymore. This was specifically done so there could be striping. This doesn't need to be striped anymore. So this can all be gray. Also, what is this? Is that a tile? So we don't need that to be there anymore. This is a 1x4 tile. So this looks like it's got some, like the plating of the hull comes down, and then there's greebling for viewports and whatever. So I almost want to kind of do a replacement and make these dark. And then have, we'll just do, why is that not working? Oh. We'll just do these as trans blue. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Oh, forgot one. Well, this music is lovely and creepy. I love it. Alright. Is this now flat silver? Okay, so this doesn't need to be that color anymore. That can be gray. These can all be gray. Really wish this came in a different color. I don't like that it only comes in that. And of course none of these come in flat silver, so we're gonna have to do some other things later around here. And that doesn't. This might. And it doesn't. It's maybe a little harder than I thought. Right, none of this blue needs to be here, so we can just take the color selector and change it all to gray. This I'm going to change to reddish brown because I think that's the least expensive one. It's 12 cents. What about white? 20 cents. What about black? Yep, I think that's it. Alright, cool. And again, these antenna things don't need to be here. They're replaced by those weird these things, whatever those things are. I think I have an idea for that. This weird trans plate doesn't need to be there. That's not flat silver, is it? Can I get that in flat silver? Rubber colors. I still don't know what rubber colors are. Chrome silver. There we go, flat silver. Boom. What about these? Oops. Neat. Alright. So I can do a couple of them. Alright, so I'm going to save this because it needs to be saved. Again, thanks for being here, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this just because I don't see it on this. That doesn't mean it's not there. I'm going to go back and add it later if it needs to. And it looks like there's a different cowl, there's a different intake here. So let's rebuild this section to be that wing. What's up, M Productions? M. Dot. Hope you're doing well. Gonna get one of these. It's gonna be regular gray. Slope. Let's see what we have in. Let's see what. Show me what you have in slopes. Because I think there's some big ones now that would be nice to just do a single piece. Like this. But this may be too big. Yeah, that's too big. This is really cool too, but that's entirely too big. Oh, look at that. That's a neat part. Love to use that, just a big bright white piece like that on a spaceship. So these are all too big. All right, so let's go back to just this. Actually, if we could do a curved, that'd be better. So let's put a 1x4, oops, 3 plate. Hype for tomorrow. I'm going to the Lego store for the second time ever. Nice. I haven't been to our local store in half a year now. Due to all the stuff. Really haven't been anywhere in about 6 months. Other than like a coffee shop. I mean, I've been out to a couple places like going to get coffee, going to get a bagel, that kind of stuff, but you always come home after that. All right, that'll work. I like that. Okay, which means I'm going to take this. And replace this. What do you plan on getting while you're there? Do you have a plan for getting something, or are you just going to browse? Because I know a lot of times people will go with an intent to get a haul of some kind. They save up for months and then they go and blow it all on like 4 or 5 big sets. And or you just going in to get the pick a brick wall. I know that's something I miss, is just going in and getting a couple cups full of stuff. Yeah. So I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna get rid of that. What is that? 1x3. I'm gonna get rid of that. Put that in there instead. I'm gonna do another one of these. I wanted to do a minifig hand here, but I don't think that it'll. Because these look like minifig hands. But I don't know how to attach them to this unless I'm being slightly illegal about it. Plus, you have to scroll forever just to get a stupid hand. Take the printing off. Where the hands at? See, should be. It's so far down there. I type hand and it's like the 18th. See, these don't fit. You could put these little pips on it. And they should be able to hold on to those. I think. Right? And then you could cheat because I know this will fit. It's not really legal, but... So I've been playing a lot of Squadrons lately, and it's super fun, but I have a feeling that it's not going to last much longer because they're just not going to update the game anymore, and there's only 2 modes, and I get it, it was a $40 game, so... You know, there's not a lot that they're going to put into it. You got $40 out of it, that's for sure. Yeah, I like that. It's a stupid little cheat, but I think we're going to go with that. What's up, Brad's Life? I don't think we've met. How are you? Thanks for being here, coming across on YouTube. And yeah, thank you for joining up on the conversation and hanging out with us. Where do you hail from there, Brad's Life? Do we have dark red? Because I think a lot of the Republic stuff was dark red. Or the Rebellion stuff. Can this be dark red? Is that okay? Yes. Okay. Honestly, this doesn't need to be 2 tiles anymore, because this was just in place to give it 2 different colors. So we don't need to do that anymore. I'm also watching, I just watched the 2nd episode of Discovery. And I'll have to say, this episode was really good. Like, I enjoyed the crap out of it. It felt kind of Star Trek-y. It didn't feel like it was the weird Discovery Trek that we've kind of gotten used to, I guess, over the last little bit. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. Does this need to go up any farther? No. Oh, it's got this weird cowling all the way up top here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that or not. Oh, let's see. New Jersey. Found you a few weeks ago on my recommended feed. Hey, man. That's great. That's the first time I've heard that I got recommended in a feed somewhere. That's fantastic. I really appreciate you letting me know that. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing then. I stress about that a lot. You can ask my fiance about that. She's like, I just keep telling her at the end of every stream, she's like, how'd your stream go? And I'm like, it didn't go very well. There's nobody watching. But no, thanks for letting me know. Appreciate that. And welcome. If you leave comments in the in here in the chat or later videos, after this, I'm going to set up to record this guy. See if I can get him out. I'm going to set up to record this yo. I'm going to take him apart and rebuild him on camera in speed build. This is my TIE bomber. So look for that. I've been trying to do more of those. The quick builds where I talk about the ship and then put it back together. So that should be up on Tuesday. And then this Thursday, we'll be doing another stream of, I do Thursdays and Sundays, and this Thursday I'll either be doing more of this or I'm getting a giant box of Lego from my brother. I meant to finish this. This is like $300 of Lego that I bought from him, and he basically dumped in modulars and ships and town sets and stuff that he didn't want anymore. And honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to the minifigure part of that. So I think Thursday I'll just have the build camera up and we'll just unbox all day and talk about that. So that's what we'll be working on. But again, thanks for being here. Make sure to share and subscribe. I feel so goofy saying that. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and we'll see you next time. Oh yeah, before I forget, let's not forget this bit up in here. This needs to still come out, but it needs to be a different sword. I'm just gonna replace it. Probably Ideas is my favorite theme, but I get whatever I like and looks good to me. You know what, Brad's Life? I'm the exact same way. I usually gravitate towards Star Wars sets, but they really have to like grab me like, oh, that's a great set, or I like that figure. I don't get everything. I don't get every set that ever comes out. I really wish I could. But yeah, Ideas and Star Wars seems to be it. But I'll occasionally get, you know, I'll get a creator set if I like some of the parts, right? These horns are great parts. I love the cars. The cars are great sets. I really appreciate those. I've got a couple other, you know, like Overwatch sets and some Batman things and space stuff. Like, I'm huge about space stuff. Like, if anything related to NASA or actual space program stuff comes out, I'm gonna get it. Like, hands down. Doesn't matter what it is. So I'm really digging all that. And the rest of the time, I'm just shopping off Bricklink. I'm just buying parts. Here's the current parts list for the Resurgent class Star Destroyer. This is what the Resurgent class Star Destroyer is going to be. And I don't even know where I put Hux, because he's supposed to go in that, but I don't know where I put him. He's in a baggie somewhere. Anyway, those parts should be coming in like today or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. Today's Sunday. So kind of the same, where it's just like it has to look cool. There's some sets that I really want that I just know I'm not going to afford, or there's really no reason to get them. Like, the parts aren't great. Some stuff I'll keep together, you know. Some stuff I'll buy it, like especially Star Wars stuff. I've got the A-Wing still together. I've got the brick heads of Mando and the Child still together. Speeder bike still together. I've got a UCS X-Wing from a long time ago. I'm trying to rebuild all my old UCS sets. Those I'll keep together, but usually I'll buy a set and then immediately take it apart. Like, I'll put it together and go, that's great. Brrr, take it apart. And then just, you know, keep the figures. Anything that looks good on shelves. Ben, isn't that everyone's dream? To be able to buy anything they want? Yes, I agree. So this isn't looking like I can get a sword in here, but I have an idea. There just isn't one that looks good and that has a handle like that. So I don't need this interior bit anymore. And honestly, I wonder if I can get away with making this front end without this part. That's going to be a bit of a challenge. I think we probably can. I mean, I liked that, but maybe, since I don't need this, what piece is that? Modified. Okay, so let's do a brick here. And then a plate here. Just see what this looks like. And then 1x4 plates. Copy. I don't think it's going to be as good, and it's going to be a bunch more parts, so maybe I'll just leave it. Any small stuff I buy, I typically look at parts or figs. Same. M.Dot's a T-full, so my stuff I buy is usually smaller. You know what? I'm an A-full with a really pretty good job, and I still, you know, I can't afford to get every set out there. And surprisingly, there's a lot of people I know who are also, yeah, that looks gross. And I don't like the way I can't have it kind of who I'm surprised still have the disposable income to be able to do this. Yeah, I don't like that. Just back it all out, back it all out. I still don't need that though. And I don't know how they are able to get stuff. Like the RFLMs, I understand because they're getting stuff from Lego to be able to do this. So that I get. Just put that guy back on there. But it's like the 9-to-5ers who are like, yeah, I just constantly am getting all the Lego. It's like, oh man, I really wish I could do that. You got to have the will to survive to get a set as a Tiefel, no matter how. Yeah, it is expensive. It's not a cheap hobby. My fiance is like, she's always trying to get a different hobby going. I'm always encouraging her to do something because she likes listening to podcasts and watching TV and stuff like that. And she will occasionally get into different things. She's like, I'm going to take up crochet. And I'm like, let's do it. Let's get you all the skeins and needles. And so she'll do it for a couple months and then kind of back out. And then she has musical instruments. I'm like, let's play some music, you know. So there's people like that who are just, they flit around from thing to thing and never really kind of hone in on anything. She's really good with animals. She's really good with dogs. And I would hope that at some point that becomes not really a hobby, but a thing that she has a passion about that she does. Luckily me, I got the one hobby passion that's just pricey AF, and yeah. I wonder. Hey, that'll work. I'm down with that. I don't like this, but I don't know what I can do about that. I mean, I don't know. When you're snot building and you've got like this choice to make on these joints, it's kind of like, I don't know. 80 bucks allowance, and that's all Lego. Oh, allowance. I look for clearance as much as I can for parts. You don't pay for cable, M. says. Solid fact that Lego is still my second most expensive hobby. The most expensive is car collecting. I think Sleepy also collects firearms, so that's probably a bit more expensive. I know that gun collecting can be kind of expensive. I think that's the other hobby that you're talking about. What time is it? Oh, we got lots of time. Okay. So let's move to this back end a little bit. I'm going to try to see if we can get a well, maintaining is rough. I mean, you've got to constantly clean it. You got to be able to fire them. You got to have a place to do that. You probably have a membership at a place. I don't know if you have licensing fees or dues or anything like that. I think this only has 2 engines on the back, and then the third one got put up. So I'm going to go ahead, I think. I'm going to take this off. Also, this is the New Republic now, so these are not evil engines. These are good guy engines. I'm going to keep that third one the way it is because I'm just going to keep the pontoon. Although now I don't know how to attach it. Yes, I do. One by one clip. We'll just do this, and then a handle. One by one handle. And color this one dark. And that'll take the place of this guy. And Bob's your uncle. Alright, now we just need to attach that somehow. No fees here in Utah, but between monthly ammo, cleaning supplies, optics, magazines, yeah, I'm sure. That's a joke. I don't have brass knuckles. I maintain 6 pairs of brass knuckles. You got to keep them polished, man. That brass will tarnish. You got to keep that. You got to keep it shiny, yo. And yes, I agree, Brad. That is the major failing I feel on a lot of Lego stuff, is that it does not treat the underside very well at all. I don't know if you've seen the underside of the... Let's do this real quick. If you have the Razor Crest, but here in actual, you know, the top of the Razor Crest, not bad. Kind of greebled, looks good. It's got some functionality to shoot them lasers. But look at that bottom. It's like just flat plates, and the landing gear is barely addressed. This has always been a failing of Lego design, is that the underside is criminally underdone. And I try to kind of help that out when I'm doing designs, like add some greebling down here. And I'm just adding parts, like I just add stuff to it. But the slopes, you're right, there's not, if you did an inverted slope lookup, there's at least one equal to a regular slope. Like this one's got, you know, 1 and 2 wide, have them. This piece doesn't. There's no inverted kind of scalloped side. This doesn't. This one doesn't. These do. These do. The cheese wedges don't. I wish the cheese wedges did. But yes, I agree. The undersides of stuff, and I get it, you know, you're making the top look pretty. And that's sort of the car mentality, is let's look at everything that's above the horizon line, right? They're not thinking spaceship where everything you can look at from every angle, right? It's built in space, it lives in space. It doesn't have a part where it terminates against the ground for some reason, and there's no need to develop the underside of it. Even the cars, even the cars don't have anything, you know? It's like, there's no drivetrain, there's no, you know, and to be fair, cars don't have a lot under there, but still. I'm kind of being pedantic about it, because that's just, I always felt like that was one of the great failings of the designs. So, right in my wheelhouse, buddy. I know exactly what you're talking about. Alright, so there's an added, I'm going to get rid of this. There's like this weird heatsink thing in here, so we're going to add to that. Look at the back of Voltron, not much, yeah. Doc Sampson, do I make all of these for real after I design them? Doc, where have you been? I want to show you. Should I plug in a camera? I'm going to direct you. Where's my full camera? To that shelf right there. Well, look at this. These are all my designs. All these. So there's 1, 2, 3. I mean, these are all. This is one that I designed recently in stream and redesigned to be real life. Yeah, so all the ones that you see floating around in the lower slideshow here, these are all actually built ones. I need to add to it because I built a couple more. Yeah, so I actually do that. I build them in real life. And I've got another box over here of stuff that is designed and built, but I just haven't put fun little stands with it yet. So yeah. Like the TIE Bomber, I went over this last week too. Here's a, Bosk and his houndstooth. Dengar and his punishing one. I forget this girl's name. She's from the Freemakers or the Yoda Chronicles or something like that. Nair, I think her name is Nair. And an Eclipse Fighter. Right? Got that. So yes, I do build these when I've designed. The problem is I can design them faster than I can get the parts and build them. So I'm always going to be ahead of the game until I run out of Star Wars ships or other ships. Like the aircraft carrier from G.I. Joe. Let's see. Lego like to forget about the bottom of the back of mechs and ships. Yes, they do. Look at the back of Voltron. Not much. Yep. Legally, my brass knuckles are artistic paperweights. Very cool. The car would have been really cool design under 2. Yes. They need to display on a higher shelf, being so low and behind the dark. The desk just seems wrong. Yeah, I'm thinking it's kind of scattered, but I can see what you mean. I can start putting them in front of stuff. I don't know. That's why I kind of have them in that slideshow, so you can see them kind of rotating through. Because even if they were back here, my head kind of blocks a lot of it. What is it? What's Chris's handle? The British group of guys. There's Brick and something. He's got a really nice display behind him. Most people just have their wall of sorting behind them. You know, they've got a big corner where all their shelves are, and that's their background. Mine is ugly. My sorting area is just atrocious, so I don't like showing it off. I missed, I think you said Clips Fighter. Did you work out the wing motion on the Eclipse Fighter? Yeah. Let's look at that real quick. It's not in sync, so it doesn't like the actual set. Like if you move it, I had this set actually, and if you move it, they like move together. But like this is the retracted state, right? And then you can kind of do that. You know, it's not perfect, and it doesn't close the front either. That's the other thing. I could put a 3x tile there and have it sort of close that off a little bit more. But yeah, it kind of works, right? So yeah, there you go. And this in the set, like you open it up and I think there's a trigger release spring-loaded shooter of some kind. Yeah, and I actually had the set because there's the figure, Nair. I have no idea what any of that story is about. I've never really watched it. The Freemaker Adventures with Nair and what is the robot's name? Mock, which I think is funny. I think they did that on purpose. I think we're just gonna do this, and I don't think I need that as much. So I'm gonna delete that, and this doesn't need to be that big. We can just lower this whole thing actually. And then what's up, Travis? I didn't see you sneak in. Oh, you asked about the Eclipse Fighter. Yeah, Eclipse Fighter. I can clean it up, and 10 minutes later is a mess. I get it. ISN. His name is MOC. Each letter is stated, not as a word. Yeah. And I know it probably stands for something, but again, I never watched the show, so I don't know what it stands for. Ooh, I can do this. And then have that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Slow down. What's your roll? What's your hurry here, buddy? That can go away entirely. Let's do 1x3 plates. Freemakers had the Kyber saber that could cut a planet in half. Ooh, that sounds positively extended universe-y. Wasn't there the thing in the EU with the Sun Crusher or something like that did something similar? That Jason Solo or somebody had a hold of. A lot of that EU stuff is slowly leaking from my memory because they chose not to incorporate any of that into the new canon. Oh, that needs to be up higher. That's a tragedy. I like the setup there, but it needs to be higher. So let's move that back out. Let's do this, and then where do I want it? Let's ask that question. I want it right here. Oh, well, this is easy. It isn't canon, right? No. None of that EU stuff is canon, like the Sun Crusher and the old Jaden and Jason Solo and stuff. The Freemaker Adventures, I don't think is canon either, to be honest. But I don't know. It was made before the... I think it was made because it was a Lego project or product. It wasn't made... There we go. That's what I like to see. So anything that was made by Disney, Star Wars, starting from The Force Awakens is technically canon. Books, comics, TV shows, the movies before that were canon. The Clone Wars before that were canon. The Clone Wars TV show and movie was canon. The Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars I don't think is canon. The Holiday Special is canon. But none of the comic books or books were canon. So Shadows of the Empire, Heir to the Empire, Corellian Trilogy, anything like that. I think they made an argument for the Marvel Star Wars comics before 99. I think they okayed that for some reason, like because they reissued some comic that was done 20, 30 years ago. And so I think, I have to look that up. But I think that made it so the rest of the stuff was canon. Which is, it's just dumb. I hate it. Let's see. I'm going to... This seems like overkill, but let's try this. I'm going to raise this up one. By 3 plates. Yeah, I think you can watch it on YouTube. I think Doc's right. Freemakers are canon in the Lego Star Wars, yes, but not in regular Star Wars. Same with like the Yoda Chronicles, or the Yoda Young Jedi something stories or whatever. Also, I don't think... I'm not even sure about like... I think Jedi Fallen Order is, but I don't think anything from like any of the video games, including Battlefront. But I'm not sure. I think the most recent Battlefront, starting 2015, and then Battlefront 2, I think those are, because, I mean, they've incorporated parts of the story, like Jakku and how everything fell apart before the Force Awakens. The Dead Emperor, him coming back with, you know, And then in the new books, Aftermath and Alphabet Squadron, they talk about things like Operation Cinder. So those things that were in that video game are then later referenced. So I think they've been grandfathered in. But I don't think like old X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, and I don't think old Rogue Squadron stuff is. Although having Wedge now in Squadrons and him talking about stuff like that, maybe. Okay, so Jedi Fallen Order is try the Snot 1x1 mod plate. Snot 1x1 plate. 1x1 plate. There's a Snot 1x1 plate? I don't know what that is. I was just going to put a cheese wedge on here. Scope? I keep getting my fingers sliding away from the... I'm just going to do this. Trying to keep it a little... God, get... Okay, there we go. Settle down. Whoa. Hey, whoa. And then, what is this going to look like over here? This might be too long. Yep. I don't know why this needs to be that high. I don't know why this needs to be here at all. One by two plate. And then 2x2 slope. Oh, I just tried that, dummy. Yeah, this all needs to be like one big curvy thing right here, but I don't know how I'd be able to do that. I think keeping it about like that is probably going to be good. Now I don't like that front end anymore. I don't like the way that's just, it's bulky like that. I want to find something, I want to find a better way to do that. What I need right here is not to copy and paste like this was a PC, because I keep hitting control instead of command, and that doesn't work. I want a thing in here. Battlefront 2 and newer is canon. Sweet. Yeah, I kind of figured. I mean, they, you know, I think they went to great lengths to try to incorporate a lot of stuff together. I really like how Alphabet Squadron and Aftermath and Battlefront 2 and Squadrons are all really tied together. Like, they're really trying hard to kind of solidify this era of in between, like right after Return of the Jedi, and because Battlefront 2 is like, yeah, it was like right after Return of the Jedi, and between that and Jakku, and I know it was a longer time, the Battle of Jakku, than, or no, we go back to Jakku longer than it, like the Battle of Jakku, because the Battle of Jakku happened like right away apparently. I really wish they'd bring back into Battlefront 2 a lot of the, like, I want to go back to Sullust. Sullust had such good maps. but I don't know. I want to get just like, I just want to put this in here. And then be done with it, but it's not going to be able to attach to anything. Just like that, that's all I want. What are my thoughts on Brickmania? I think you've asked this before. It starts 10 minutes before the return ends. You see the Death Star 2 below. Yeah, that's great. I love the beginning of that game where you're on Endor and you're like, we got to root out these rebels. They're doing stuff, and you look up and it explodes, and Iden Versio's face is just like, and then she snaps back and she's like, okay, we got a job to do. I'm like, that is so cool. Easily one of my favorite parts of video games in a while. See, this would work, but I need to... No. What I need is this piece. But in a 1x format. So I can just stick one side of it in here. Of course, that side is underdone then. Oh, bum. I'll figure it out, I'm sure. I'm gonna make sure to save. Alright, so I think that pretty much wraps that up. Let's take another look. I think I would... Oh, come on. I'm going to get rid of this and that and just have both of these be this color. And I know I think I'm adding pieces to this, but I think that looks a little better. Oh, there was another thing. This weird little undercarriage thing. I need to figure out how to do that. I'm not even really sure where that attaches. It's almost like I could replace all of this with it, but I don't want it to go too low. It looks like it's right under the wing. So, since it's gonna be right under the wing, let's just make it right under the wing. Yeah, the story is very good. And you know, it's not like Aftermath and Alphabet Squadron, you know, they're not particularly well-written stories or anything. You know, that's not like it's works of art, but I mean, they're page-turnery, and I love all the nods that they're giving to each other. I like that in, I think it was after Alphabet Squadron, where you hear Harris and Duelis talking about going and dealing, they have to go deal with Titan Squadron because they're doing something. And they've got this super secret project that then later shows up in Aftermath, right? With the Starhawk. And you get to fly in that mission that creates the Starhawk in the game. And I'm like, you know, my brain explode. It's just so much fun. All right, this is going to be an intake. So that's going to be a solid color, but I want it to be a 1x1 round tile. But I want to print because I want like an engine intake, a suggested engine intake piece. And not all of the pieces that exist in LEGO are in this program, so I get that. What color is that going to be? Black. Nope. And again, I try really hard to... Oh, I thought that came in that color. I really thought that came in that color. Alright. I really try to make sure that every piece exists. There's a lot of people that do designs that they don't. I can't tell if this is another engine or what. These may actually not even be engines. Oh, I see what that is back there. That's like an extra flange sticking out from the back of the engine. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to worry about that. This may be, there may be 5 engines on this thing. And I can't tell from the back, so you know what we're going to do? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to find a intake looking piece. RS pattern. Oh, that's wording. Okay, never mind. How about a pop can top? That'll work, right? That looks neat. Flat silver, buddy. Boom. Why does that engine intake look like the top of a soda can? See, I keep going back to these because they look like engine intakes. But I don't think they come in a darker color. That's the only problem. So I may just have to... I thought there was one that did, and I've used it before, and now I can't seem to find it. Maybe it was this one, but this one's black. That's right. You want to make this in real life, you ever need piece, you need every piece to exist. I hate when people color parts. Yeah, there's a designer that, I'm not going to say who they are, because I've used quite a bit of their, like when I started doing this, it was because I was reverse engineering. It was because I started with buying pieces for sets that I didn't have on Bricklink. I'm like, I want that San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Boba Fett Microfighter, or the Slave One Microfighter. I'm just gonna buy the parts. And then it was like, at the same time, I'm like, why don't they have a Y-Wing, or a Republic Y-Wing? Why don't they have an actual TIE fighter? You know, so then I was like, well, maybe I can kind of design these myself and then buy the parts. So in looking up more pieces, or more, like if anybody else had done this, I stumbled upon this one guy, and he's done some really great stuff, but it's all, like, he did the, what was that one called? The Malevolence, a really, really good Malevolence Microfighter with Grievous in it and everything. 50% of the parts didn't exist, right? Because they were in a dark blue, and those, you know, certain parts didn't appear as a dark blue. So I was just kind of like, oh man. And so I like reverse engineered it and tried to make it so you could actually buy all the parts. And it's not just a design. It's like, these are instructions on how to get, oh, let's do that. What color is that? Trans clear. I want to do trans clear. Yeah, that's a cockpit one. That is frustrating. And there's and you know, some things where it's, let's just make them, can they be flat silver? Let's just make them flat silver. Where they've done like the, Naboo ships, the Nubian J-types, the cruisers and the skiffs and stuff. And, they make them all chrome, and you're like, you know that doesn't exist. It looks pretty, and it looks great rendered, but you know you're never going to be able to get that in real life. Which is frustrating. Because you want it to. You want all those chrome pieces. What's up, Comic Tropes? What's up, Chris? It's my buddy Chris. Same. Yeah, I want to make sure that everybody can get, you know, so like certain pieces are very expensive. So it's like, do you want this piece or do you want, you know, to spend a lot of money getting it? All right. I think I'm, oh wait, let's noodle through this a little more. Also, let's see if we can find any more flat silver pieces somewhere because really want... Alright, that can be flat silver. Can that? No, okay. Bummer. How about that? I think this can. Yeah. Just give it, you know, every once in a while do a one in that color. So it kind of gives the impression that it's plated and it's not, this one up in the front isn't completely unique. So if I do a pin, maybe I'll go back to that housing with the Technic brick on the inside. If I can find something that's got a pin and like a ski pole or something. Something with a, it's not a pin, it's a bar. But like a, like that, the Golok thing was great. It was perfect because it had a bar that I could attach to the inside. I want a ship made out of Beskar steel. I bet that thing wouldn't fly worth a crap. But I don't know, maybe Beskar's like the new, like the Star Wars aluminum where it's very light and very versatile and can withstand heat pretty well and you can make it thin. I guess that's kind of the idea is... Oh man, this would be great if it wasn't so effing big. Wow, that'd have been perfect. Just sticking out right there. It'd been half the ship. Is this like a Fabuland piece? That ore is way too big for a minifig. Yeah, it's like one of those things where they come up with something cool later in Star Wars, like light speed ramming, and then everyone goes, why haven't they been doing this the whole time? It's like, well, and it's like, why haven't we had a ship that's made completely of Beskar if it's so good at absorbing fire? It's like, well, maybe on a personal level it's good. It may not be good. This might work. Oh, it doesn't come in that color though. Flat silver. All right, well, let's see how this works. So this was replacing a 1x2 Technic. But I don't know if in universe, if that piece or if that that metal is good for space flight or that might work. It's a little more flat than that. I don't know. I kind of dig that. Oh, you know what? You know what would be better? Yeah, that works. That works nicely. It's not perfect. Well, let's keep looking. In the meantime, because I think we're close to the end of the hour anyway, or the end of the hour and a half. think I was about halfway down. I forget my train of thought about Beskar. I think it was going somewhere with that, but I don't know. All these little in-universe changes, they try to retrofit back into the canon, and it's like, that's the nature of a story that evolves over, 50 years. Don't think really there's anything else that's going to fit that. I think that was kind of it. Large. Oh, that's pretty. This would be a good wing. I mean, look at that. It's got little thrusters on it. That'd be perfect for some sort of wing. Cover this area up with tiles. What color does that come in? This is just for me for later. Black. Ooh, a Blacktron ship. Nice. I'm going to have to remember that. Only 60 cents, too. Yeah, I think I'm just going to kill it right now. Save. So I want to thank everybody for being here. Brad's Life, thanks for coming by. New, fresh faces in the chat. That's always fun to have. I won't have anything new to build until probably a little while. I just got a sun-kissed and watching this marvelous stream. Thanks, M. Dot. Thanks for being here, Kodiak. It was good seeing you as always. Thursday, again, I probably will have a giant shipment of Lego from my brother. So I'll probably just have a camera up, opening, I'll try to have it up high so we can see what I'm going to get, because I don't have any idea what's going to be in it. It's a giant box. There is a chance that at some point in January, we're going to have this stream do our wedding ceremony. So I was going to throw this out there. It's just going to be a backyard ceremony because we can't really have anybody around us. We're just going to have a handful of people for witnesses and a friend of ours who's doing the officiating. But we're going to do this mostly for family who isn't here. So, but it is going to be on a Thursday night, and it's going to be at like 5:30. So I think that will be my stream for that night. It probably won't last very long. You'll know way ahead of time, but I'll throw something in there for all my regular viewers. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, before then, I hope to get more Microfighter builds for you guys to see, more quick builds out in regular video fashion. Beth may be joining me on some of these live streams to do crochet or play music or something. We'll have a camera on her so she can do stuff. We can have a little bit of conversation, so it's not just me talking for an hour and a half. But yeah, that's things that are coming up. Later in the year, I'll probably start getting more sets. I want to get the NES set so I can build that on the stream. I don't think I'm going to get the Cantina set or the Mos Eisley set. Trying to think of what else. I might be trying to get the ITS transport, the one of the gingerbread houses. I think the elf house. I might try to do that as well. So we'll see. We'll see what the rest of the year brings. But thanks again for being here. Hopefully, you guys will come back on Thursday, and we'll talk about more Star Wars stuff and more Lego stuff. And it was good talking to everybody, and I hope you have a good time the rest of your weekend, the rest of your Sunday, and we'll talk to you later. Peace out.